please want to thank God for this privilege. Again, we are in the module where we are talking about how to scale and how to establish and scale a business, how to start and grow a business or a ministry or even a church. Whatever God has put you in your heart and in your mind to do, that thing requires strategy. You have to strategize for your growth and development. It needs planning. You have to plan. Thank you, Coach Rachel, for sharing. You need to plan for your growth and development, for your business. Nothing happens without intentionality in planning. So that's why we are doing what we're doing. In order for you to grow, you have to be intentional in that growth. You have to nurture yourself. You have to submit yourself to somebody who can coach you and guide you in the process of growth, in the process of business establishment and development. The majority of us, we have the ideas. We have ideas. We can even give advice to other people who have started their businesses. But the difference is that we do not have the capacity to actually do it ourselves, to move from an idea to an industry, right? How can you turn your expertise into a source of income? How can you monetize your expertise? That's why we are here. You know very well that your life is created for something better than what you have currently. But while you have ideas, you don't know how to start a business and how to scale it. And that's why we are here. So please invite somebody. 30 seconds left. Invite somebody. Please do. All of us. Only 2 people have shared that they did. What about you? What about you? Invite somebody, please. Never grow alone. Don't be the only person in your family who is successful. That is called failure. If you succeed and don't bring others with you, you have failed dismally. All right. All right. As we continue, let us invite others to join so we can all benefit from these sessions. Now, quickly, I want somebody who is brave enough, who is a leader, who don't fear, to unmute themselves and in 1 minute summarize what we talked about last week. Anyone, it doesn't matter who you are, somebody who's a leader, who doesn't fear. Please. Anybody?
I can do it.
Go ahead and do it. Thank you.
At first, you were reviewing SMART goals, and you especially spent a lot of time talking about the time bound and making sure that we have our goals in front of us, like so we see it regularly, not just putting it in a notebook and closing it. You talked about the vision boards, and then you highlighted, we heard from Coach Minnie again, and her long and short term, an example of a long and short term goal that she had for this year and how that went for her. And those are the main things that I remember.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Kimberly is one of those individuals who has taken this to heart and established her own business this year, right? She went all above and actually signed up for one-on-one coaching. And as a result, she has already established a business. She's in the process of establishing and scaling that business. And we congratulate you, Kimberly, for the bravery to do that. Thank you for summarizing what we talked about. Is there anybody else who wants to add to what Kimberly said? Anybody else? 30 seconds.
We also said that you cannot grow alone. You must have a mentor or a coach and or someone to hold you accountable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is Coach Timothy, all the way from Kenya. We just heard from Kimberly, who's here in the United States, in Michigan. Who else wants to add to what others have said? Anybody? Leaders. We are developing leaders here, people who don't shy to speak. Anybody?
Yes, Coach, I'm here.
Thank you. Is that Rachel?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, we learned that plans and desires are blessed and multiplied by God. So we really need to put whatever it is that we have planned before the Lord for direction. And then you would realize that faith without works is dead. At times you would think that whatever it is that you have faith in, if you don't put your human involvement, then there's nothing that is really going to happen. So usually when things don't happen, it is because human involvement is lacking. So we need not to push deadlines, but always make sure that we keep at them to see things going. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Rachel. That is awesome. I say, which she quoted correctly, a goal without a deadline is a wish. And you know, if wishes were horses, we would all be billionaires. People that succeed in life do so because they put a deadline to every goal. So never make a goal without a deadline. It has never worked and it will not work for you. A goal without a deadline is a wish. So whatever you put to heart to do must have a goal, and that goal and the deadline must also be visible. What it means is that you have to put the goal where you see it every day. And then you have to put a date, the deadline. You are giving yourself to achieve that goal. The deadline itself must be visible. And why is that? We say that the mind prioritizes things that it sees. Please write that down. The mind prioritizes things that are seen, right? If your goal, you write it in your phone and hide it somewhere, what is not seen, the mind does not prioritize. What is not seen by your eyes, the mind does not prioritize. Therefore, that's why vision boards work very well. Because vision boards bring out the vision in pictures, right? And if you want it to even work better, then put a deadline. By the end of this year, December 30th or 30th, write the date, 31st. I must achieve this goal. And the goal itself must be what we said. It must be what? It must be SMART, which means that S stands for specific and short. Specific. It must be very, very specific. Right? It must not wind and wind. Be specific. What do you want to achieve? And when do you want to achieve it? And how are you going to achieve it? By what time are you going to achieve it? How much are you going to achieve? Don't just say, I want to lose weight. Right? That's not specific. How much weight are you going to lose? Where are you now? And where do you want to go? Just because you want to lose weight doesn't make it specific. And specificity is very important in goal setting. And measurable, M, measurable. We're saying the goal itself must be measurable. How do you measure it? Right? You measure it by bringing in units of measurement, right? So we are saying, I want to lose 20 pounds. 20 pounds. 20 pounds can be measured. Therefore, you record where you are today. I want to bring in $5,000 in revenue. $5,000. It's measurable. We can log into your account and see if there's $5,000. It's measurable. Right? Don't just say, I want to be successful. I want my business to be successful. Be specific. Right? And then number three, A, achievable. We said it has to be achievable. We are stressing this because I believe that some people are already setting their goals. And we're helping them. Achievable. Gauge your capacity to achieve this goal. Don't say, we are right now in November. And if you say, by the end of the year, I want my business to have generated $2 million in revenue. And right now there's only $2,000 sitting in your account. You know that that's not achievable. Because you don't have the capacity to do it. You don't have the resources to do it. You don't even have the product that you can sell to achieve that goal. You don't even have the business plan. So it cannot be emotionally stated. You cannot emotionally state your goal. It has to be realistic. And it has to be achievable. So gauge your capacity to achieve the goal and state a goal that you know with effort, I'm going to be able to achieve it. So if you're at 0 right now and you want to state a goal that is within the next 2 months, if you say, hey, I want my business to generate $1,000 in revenue, oh, sure, it's achievable because there's $2,000 sitting in an account, which means that you actually have the money to generate $1,000 because you need money to make money, right? So you can determine whether something is achievable by what you have been able to do in the past, right? Realistic or relevant. and relevant. Relevancy is very important. Is your goal aligning with where you are going with your life and with your business? Is it relevant? Relevancy is important because is it even relevant to your own values? Is the goal itself relevant where you are going in terms of values and personal growth and development? Or is taking you in the opposite direction? Or there is a conflict of interest? Is it relevant? Right. Next one is T, which is time-bound, which is what I spent the rest of my time last week focusing on. Time-bound. The goal must have a deadline. I want my business to generate $1,000 by the end of December. The end of December is the time frame from now to the end of December. Or you can put an actual date by December 31st. Now, once the mind records the goal, if it's clear and it's understood, then what happens is that the mind now will help you achieve it. That's what we call priming the mind for success. Don't become vague with your goals. Be specific. Now for the next 5 minutes or so, I want to hear somebody's goals. Just one goal. Let's share in the next, quickly, please. Whoever has already established some goals, written down some goals, I want to hear what your goals are. Just share one. Anybody, quickly, please. What's the goal? Just unmute yourself and begin speaking.
I had a goal that I'm not sure how to meet it now, but originally I had a goal to have my website done by Thanksgiving, and I send out a newsletter to a lot of friends and family every Christmas, that I was going to put information about my business in the newsletter and point them. It's a family newsletter, which just talks about our family, but we were also going to mention the business, and I was going to point them to the website with a promo code to order the waffle and pancake mix.
Awesome. By Thanksgiving. Imagine that.
Giving to have the website so that I could, the plan was to send it the week of Thanksgiving.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And I know that I am on her mailing list, because every Christmas, before every Christmas, I receive her newsletter. Thank you for doing that. And I'm looking forward to great things in the next year for you. Thank you for sharing. Who else can share their goals? One goal. You don't have to have achieved it. No, I'm saying, do you have a goal that you have written down? That's where it begins. It begins by writing the goal down. And that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much, Coach Denise.
Okay, I can share. My goal was I had said by July of this year, I would have incorporated my business as is required. And I was able to do it in, I believe it was May. So now I'm fully registered with the state that I've incorporated my business. I've started my own travel business because that's what I love to do. And that's what I hope when I retire in another year to be doing full time. So my next goal for next year is to actually promote and successfully complete 3 cruise packages with paying patrons by August 31st.
Man, thank you so much, Coach Denise. Did you hear the specificity? Right. She had a first goal to register a business. I think she said by May or June last year, actually by June, and she did it by May. And now she has a new goal. And I believe she's gonna reach those goals. Thank you for sharing that. And we are rooting for your success. Who else? Anybody, please. Do you want me to call names? Just stating a goal that you wrote down. That's all we are asking about. We are not wondering whether you, yes, Mercy Chipeta. Please unmute yourself.
One of my goals was to eliminate debts because I used to have a small amount of debts just to cover my monthly expenses. So I set myself to say I have to plan well so that I should not be having to go and say, do you have some money to borrow me? And then at the end of the month, I'll just have to take some, a good amount from my salary just to pay up some dates. So I gave myself a period of 6 months. That's from January. So I was able, I think, to do that by August. After the month of August, I didn't have much of saying, let me go to this person so that I can add up to take care of some things on my bill. So yeah, I thank God that I was able to do that. And now I am really able to manage what I am getting. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for the articulation of your goals. 6 months, right? And state exactly what she wanted to achieve. Right. What is your goal? What is your goal? Could you please share with us? Maybe 2, 3 more people. And you know yourself. You have a goal, but you're scared to share. Just share, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Yes, Rachel.
This is Irene, Coach Irene.
Oh, sorry. This is Irene.
It's okay.
After you, Irene, then that will be Rachel. Thank you.
All right. I think I'm still in the process of being very specific about some goals. But at the beginning of the year, I had told myself that by the end of the year, I will need to be paid for professional services rendered. And it's those ones of, I knew at the end of the year, I kept on saying, I'm just tired of getting paid, 12 times a year, so to speak. So I'm excited that that goal is actually achieved, where someone actually paid for my professional services as a trainer and as a coach, and that's exciting for me. So even coming to the classes now, I'm trying to fine tune the goal so that by the time I'm creating new ones for next year, they'll be smarter, if there's anything like that, and I'll be able to have more exciting reports for myself and get a better direction. So I've started, at least that for me is exciting, that I had a goal and it has actually started being done. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Irene, for sharing that. Share a goal, share a specific timeline, and actually somebody already paid for professional services as a trainer. Now, this is what we are talking about, that you have to set a goal, and your mind will attract what you have set out to do. If that is specified with a timeline. Last person, Rachel, please share your goal.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, mine was to be financially literate and understand how to run a generational kingdom business. This is why maybe I have always made sure that I do not miss any sessions that are offered during the Kingdom Business Academy, considering that these are free sessions, but which are very worthwhile. So I can see that already the goal of attending, it's ongoing and I am achieving it on a weekly basis. Yes. And then this will help me to equip myself for the business that I have set to say, after having understood all that I need to know, by April 30, I should have started on something. April 30, 2025.
Right.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Imagine that she has a specific goal to start a business by April 31st. Right now, she is in the process of growth and development. And even that growth and development, she is very serious about it, because Rachel never misses a session. Even the sessions we do in Kingdom Financial Institute that happen tonight at 8 p.m., which is, Rachel, what time is it in your country in Botswana?
Yeah, now it will be 3 a.m., but it has been 2 a.m. ever since.
Right. Before the time changes, it was 2 a.m. Now it's 3 a.m. And she never misses those. So she's meeting a goal for growth by learning and attending every weekly session. Imagine, it's weekly session, time-bound, weekly session, and she never fails to attend both the Kingdom Business Academy, which is this one, and the evening one, even though it's very early in the morning. So when people like this succeed, and you hear people say, "Man, how did she become successful?" We know, you know, she is doing what everybody else is not doing, right? Set goals. Be committed to meeting the goals. So the goal must be smart, but also there must be commitment, undying commitment, a burning desire in you to succeed. The question is, how much do you want to succeed? Do you desire success like oxygen? Or you are just like, whatever happens. Those that have the commitment to succeed and they have the desire to succeed, a burning desire to succeed, they actually succeed. So thank you for everybody, or to everybody who was able to share what their goals are. I'm praying for your success. We are rooting for you. Now, today I want to talk a little bit on branding. Branding and online presence. Aune, could you please mute yourself? We would love to hear those conversations. We have very little time. Thank you very much, Aune. Thank you very much. Today I want to talk about branding. which is a very critical aspect of business development, right? And also creating an effective or meaningful, impactful online presence. Branding and online presence, both in this generation, are very important. Your brand and your online presence are more than just visuals, right? They represent who you are as a person or who you are as a business, what you stand for, and how you want to connect with your potential customers. Do people know who you are? Do people know what you stand for? How do people feel when they get in touch with your brand on social media? How? So, first of all, I want to talk about branding itself. What is branding? Right? What is a brand? Branding goes beyond a logo or a scheme of colors. It's the perception that others have about your business. Branding is the perception that others have about your business. Perception, right? Think of it as your business identity. You have an identity as a person. People know you not only by the way you look, but by even the sound of your voice. If I shut my camera, right, and if I close my camera and I continue speaking, you know, you can identify me by my voice. That's my identity. My identity is not just how I look, but it's also how I sound, right? It's my characteristics, what I stand for, how I make people feel when I interact with them. So your brand is the experience that customers have when they interact with your business. It's how they feel about your values, how they feel about your trustworthiness, and how they feel about the quality of your products and services. So just because you have a business name and a logo does not mean that you have a good brand. There are businesses with very well-crafted logos. I mean, the color scheme is excellent. The logo itself is saying the business name is excellent. But how people feel about that business is awful. That they can only go once for that service and they never want to go back again there. So we have to stress these things, right? That your brand goes beyond your logo, the color scheme, and your tagline. It goes beyond that. The question is, how do your customers perceive you and your business to be? What emotions are evoked by your logo, your business name, your tagline when people interact with it? Right? Do people want to be associated with your company, its name, its its color schemes, and how it makes them feel. What is the customer's experience when they interact with your business? How do they feel when they interact with your values? So there are three key components of a brand. Three core components of a brand. Number one, identity. Identity. All of us here on this line right now, on this Zoom line, we are different. Right? We are all different. We don't look the same. We don't sound the same. We don't have the same mannerisms. There are things, unique things that separate us. If those unique things that separate us were not there, people would not be able to identify us. We would not have a unique identity. That's why people are confused when they meet identical twins who look the same and sound the same and wear the same clothing, and they have the same mannerisms. I know of a set of twins, identical twins, who are married to also identical twins. And even though they've been married for some time, they are actually confused when they are together. That they have to call they're so identical, like so identical. These girls, they're so identical. Their husbands are not identical. They're just twins. But their wives are identical twins. And they wear the same clothing. They do the same hair. They go to the same hair salon. They do the same. That even their own kids, if they wear the same thing and stand in front of them, even their own kids struggle to find which one is which. Those are rare cases. So as you establish your business, you don't want your business to be identical to anybody else's business. You want to stand out. You want to have your business have its own identity. There must be something that differentiates it from the other business that provide the same service or the same product. Can people notice the difference between your business and somebody else's business that offers the same service or product? And what is that differentiator? That becomes part of your identity. Right. Number two, I said there are three main components of a brand. Number one, identity. Number two is values. Values. The principles that guide your business. That's why at the beginning of every session, we state to our mission, our vision, right? Why? Because we want people to know what we value. Our values help you understand why we are in business. What do we cherish? In business, there are processes and people and profits. Those three P's are key in business. Processes, people, and profit. What do you as a business value? Do you value profit over process? Do you value profits over people? Because what you value and how you do it to show that you value will cause people either to want to be associated with your business or never want to be associated with your business. When a problem arises in your business, how you solve that value, that problem, shows to people what you value. There was a video that I watched last week where a customer returned something that they had purchased from the store because it had a defect. Now, before the customer brought it back, they primed for a fight, right? They were ready to go and fight so that they can get a replacement of the faulty item. But when they got there, with their face ready for war, the service agent on the other side, the customer service representative, said, "How can I help you?" She said, "I purchased this thing and it's faulty." And she said, "Oh, wait. Don't worry about that. Give it to me. We're going to give you a new one. Your satisfaction is our priority. Don't worry about it. No questions asked. Give me the one that doesn't work. We'll give you a new one that works." She was ready to fight, but she was met with calm, confident, and with no fight. She was given. What is the value of the company? It values the person and their experience above profit. Do you think that customer will come back again? Obviously, yes, they will come back again. Why? Because she just realized in the moment that this company prioritizes and values customers above profit. Why? Because they want loyalty. They want customers to come back. How you treat your customers is determined by what you value between profits, processes, and people. Have you ever called for something and you realize that the agent is actually reading a script? Regardless of whatever you say, it doesn't change the script. Why is that? Because they value the process more than the person. It doesn't matter the circumstances. The answer is the same. They will read you the same script. So, number 3, reputation. Reputation. You have to worry about the reputation of your company or of your ministry or even of your church. We said 3 key components: identity, values, and reputation. What is reputation? Reputation is the perception that people have based on previous interactions and with you or with your company. Let me repeat that. Reputation is the perception that your customers have based on previous interactions with you or with your company. That's your reputation. And if every person who interacts with your business lives with a frowning face, you are going to be popular, but popular for the wrong reasons. And people will avoid you, and they will never patronize your company because of the bad reputation that has been created based by the interactions or the experiences out of the interactions, and you have been consistent. But as a kingdom business, our brand identity should reflect the principles of integrity, right? Principles of integrity, honesty, and service to mankind. Principles of integrity and honesty. If the product is default, you're not going to sell it. If you sell it by mistake, then you have to communicate with the customer, or if the customer brings it back and say, this is faulty, take it back, incur a temporary loss, but ensure that the customer comes back again to buy more because of your integrity. Right. Today we will end here, and then we'll finish next week when we talk about the importance of branding. And then we're also going to talk about aligning your brand with kingdom principles and crafting compelling brand stories. It's very exciting. And also what you can do to ensure that you build an effective online presence where today, if you don't have a website and you don't have an app and you don't have social media accounts, yeah, it tells people that you are not serious, because people are on their phones every day. Imagine there's somebody who thinks they are serious about doing business, but yet they don't have all those things. And they wonder, why are people not patronizing my business? We're going to help you do that and do it so effectively. I love social media. I really do. I am a very early adopter of technology. Right now, I am all in AI, artificial intelligence. It's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. It is going to change lives. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Embrace AI. It's going to make life so easy for many people, yourself included. Jump on the bandwagon. Expand your knowledge about it. I'm going to have a session here in the before the year ends on AI and its importance in the establishment of business and in real life, in what we need to do, and the skills that we need to acquire, AI-related skills that we need to acquire in order to be effective. You never want to lag behind. And if you are a member of the Kingdom Business Academy, we want you to be on the cutting edge of information and technology. So I am developing right now as we speak a class on that. And in 2024, where it's going to be heavy, we're going to talk about it more. Again, AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. There are people who missed out in the internet bubble. When the internet started, there are people who benefited from it. And one of those companies is Microsoft, right? They were at the cutting edge when the internet was established. Apple and companies like that, right? But some people missed out. You never want to miss out. It's 1 o'clock. May God bless you. Over to you, Coach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've had it. It's a pleasure to see you all. Sorry, I had some technical hitches earlier, so you couldn't see my face, but here I am. Thank you very much, Coach Isaac, for another powerful session. Branding, something I love, something I'm very passionate about, something I have done as part of my career for many, many years. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've had it. Coach Isaac, do we have any homework for today?
Yes. Again, all these lessons will mean nothing if we do not put the things that we are learning into practice. So let's continue. Number one, developing our business plans. Right. I'm going to share today. Maybe I'll share. I'll send to Coach Minnie so that she can send to the group 2 samples of a business plan. 2 samples of a business plan. Right. And then I am encouraging you to please come up with a business idea and create a business plan. If you have not yet, if you are new today, others are already on the process of doing that, in the process of doing that. Come up with a business idea and create a business plan for it, which must involve the clear SMART goals that we talked about. Right. And then, secondly, today we just talked about branding. Right. Think about a good business name. Right. A good business name is not long. It's very short. It's not difficult to pronounce. It must be easy to pronounce. And you remember, we are in a global village now. So don't make a business name that with the language that only understood by a small people, right? Or a few people. I meant to say a few people, right? Think global, although you are starting local. Think global, right? Coach Minnie's business is Student Tribe. Imagine, Student Tribe. It's global. It can be a name anywhere in the world, right? So think the same. Think global while you are local, because you never know where it goes. So, and then lastly, this is our homework, right? So think of a business plan, a business idea, establish a plan. That plan must involve setting clear goals, short-term and long-term goals that you want the business to achieve. And remember, a business must solve a problem, or it must meet people's needs, right? So you have to find out in your community what are the needs, so that the business can supply the solutions and the needs, right? And then lastly, we are saying, begin to think about branding. The logo, and we're going to talk more about it next week, but begin to think the colors, the color scheme. Kimberly, next week, please come ready to share your business name, your logo, anything that to do with branding. What I want to see. And Coach Minnie the same. Please do that so that people can see what we're talking about. These two have created so clear and clean brands. And I want to share them with you so you can see what we're talking about. So may God bless you. Over to you, Coach Minnie.
All right. Just wondering, thank you very much, Coach Isaac. Let me just recap, but I also wanted to ask whether we have time for a question or two.
Yeah, we can entertain a question or two.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, you can either raise your hand or send a text in the group and I'll read it out for Coach Isaac to answer. And as you're thinking through the questions, let me recap the homework. So since we started this topic, we were instructed to do a business plan. And the business plan, of course, or the business idea is constituted from solving a problem within your ecosystem. Business idea you need to note that you're only paid for the solutions you solve. If you're not solving the solutions you provide, if you're not providing a solution, then you will definitely not be paid. In the business plan, encompass SMART goals, and then think of a business name. So tied to branding, think of a business name, remembering that we are in a global village, so your name needs to be in sync globally and not just to suit your local audience. Lastly, you need to set your long-term and your both your short-term and long-term goals, of course, encompassing the SMART structure of goals. Coach Isaac has spoken of this deeply. I've also done this in a previous session. So ensure your long-term and short-term goals are SMART. Then again, start thinking about your branding as Kimberly and I share what we've done in relation to the same.